allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Seriously? Without fail. Trustee Gray?
Present.
Trustee Caprio?
Present.
Trustee Rogers? Present. Trustee Spies? Present. Trustee Nancy-Trachey? Present. Trustee Berrien?
Present.
Mayor Yukish?
Present. Are there any amendments to the agenda? The reports and communications from the mayor and other officers. Construction is progressing quickly on the corner of 143rd and Bell, with 3 foundations for retail space totaling over 23,000 square feet having been installed thus far. 2 confirmed tenants are O'Reilly Auto Parts and Dollar Tree. Both tenants will be part of Phase 1 development at Homer Glen Plaza. The project will be developed in 3 phases and include spaces for 2 restaurants with drive-thrus and outdoor seating, retail stores, and service office uses among over 8 buildings. Homer Township Road District road work. In mid to late August, work will begin on replacement of the existing drainage culvert on Under Parker Road, which is located on the tributary to Long Run Creek, approximately 1/3 mile north of 143rd Street. The work will take approximately 15 days and will require the closure of Parker Road at the crossing location. Signage on Parker Road alerting motorists of the upcoming work will be placed on Parker Road at least a week in advance of any road closures. The work is necessary to replace the nearly 50-year-old culvert. Please contact your village or the Homer Township Highway Department with any questions you may have. And we also had a discussion today with Senator Curran and Representative Durkin, and I got 459th Street because it has slowed down a little bit. We talked to them today. Randy Burke. He is going to be talking with the people that are doing the work right now, put a little bit of a rush on it. Actually, a lot of a rush on it. Should have already been. We're 6 weeks behind right now, but they're going to see if they can put a fire in the rear end and see what we can do. With that, we'll go over to James.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no report tonight.
Trustee Troy.
Yes, on behalf of the Parks and Rec Committee, the Chalk It Up event. Join the Village of Homer Glen celebrating Park and Recreation Month with the community's first Chalk Fest, Chalk It Up, on the sidewalks surrounding the park. Families, professional artists, amateur artists, students, and anyone who just wants to chalk are welcome to leave their mark at the park. The event will take place this Saturday, July 14th at Stonebridge Park from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Please go to the village's website at www.homerglenil.org to register and for more information. I think we have 64 registrations already completed. I think they're limiting it to 75. So if anybody wants to join, please go to the website and do so. Heritage Park Phase 1 update. Phase 1 is due to be finalized by next week with the completion of Common Ed connection and finalization of the landscape restoration around the walking path. The road work, parking, parkway trees, LED lighting, and walking trail are complete. Heritage Park 319 grant area project update. The project has been awarded to, is it pronounced Lovisio and Sons? Oh, I did good. Equipment has been staged and worked in, is anticipated to start by next week. The project is scheduled to be complete by November of 2018. The phase includes the construction of stormwater wetlands, bioswales, and rain gardens on the east portion of Heritage Park as part of a water quality improvement project for the Long Run Creek watershed, funded in part through the 319 funding from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency. These improvements were also identified as solutions to improve the drainage in Woodbine subdivision area through a study that was conducted in 2015. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Truggy. Trustee Berman.
Reporting on behalf of Community and Economic Development, we are excited to welcome our newest businesses to the community. We Escape is now open at 15738 Bell Road in the Bell Tower Plaza. We Escape offers an entertaining and fun escape room experience for families, friends, co-workers, birthday parties, and any type of celebration in Homer Glen. Players solve puzzles, figure out riddles, and put clues together to escape themed rooms and come out as victors. Also, Randori Jiu-Jitsu has their occupancy permit and is looking to open their doors as soon as this coming weekend. The new Jiu-Jitsu studio is relocating from Orland Park and is opening at 12509 159th Street at the Glen Oaks Center next to Anytime Fitness. They offer highly trained and experienced staff dedicated to help every student improve their physical condition, self-confidence, and personal discipline, both on and off the mat. We're pleased these business owners have chosen to open in Homer Glen and wish them much success. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Berman. Trustee Rogers.
I have nothing to report.
Thank you, Trustee Rogers. Trustee Sweet.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting for the Environment Committee, congratulations to the 19 winners of the Big Tree Contest. The winners represent 19 species of trees in their category. We are in the process of contacting the winners and setting up photo opportunities. An extension until August 1st has been granted for the Community and Nature Award nominations. Applications are available at the sign-in table and on the village website. And last, the next Village Household Hazardous Waste event will take place on Saturday, September 29th at the Homer Junior High on Bell Road. Details will be advised in the near future, but this advance notice will give residents time to gather their items. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Sweet. Trustee Caprio.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Members, do we have treasurer's report?
No treasurer's report.
Village clerk?
No report.
Village attorney?
No report, Your Honor.
Public safety officials?
No report, Your Honor.
Thanks, sir. Village manager?
No report.
We'll go into public comment. Thank you, Joe. We have two of them. First, John Coy.
I wanted to kind of, something that it probably could have been talked about, which I did talk to John about, which is in charge of the EMA and that. When we had that last storm and our sirens were going off, I got people in my neighborhood call and say, is there a tornado? Is there a tornado? Or one guy's got 3 kids, he put them in a crawl space in his house. Then they come out, they say, this is a crap. This is the second time he did that to us. The problem is, like John was saying, you got 26 or 27 miles. But then the other people that I've talked to since then, they all said that when the National Weather Report is on the TV, it's got a rectangle. Everybody inside that rectangle is at risk, not those that are outside that. But as I know, and some of the people that live in my subdivision, the new people don't know, so it's kind of a pain in the neck. But as this map is Homer Township, the whole map. My problem, and my neighbors, we live down here. We get the sirens from Lamont, we get the sirens from Palis, and we get the sirens from Orland. It's confusing. Is there anything that can be done that, that you can distinguish which is which? Other than standing outside looking at the clouds? Stuff like that, I don't know. But anyway, It's not a big problem, but it's a pain in the neck when, you know, you get people calling, and you gotta bring them over a local map and say, hey, here, this is how big it is, this is where we live, and that's why you hear sirens more than you should.
John, if I could, I would just say that storms don't obey those rectangles that the township laid out or that the Weather Channel laid out. I would tell my neighbors that if you hear a siren, better safe than sorry, go to shelter. I mean, and it's a good opportunity. I just did it recently with my wife and my daughter during that last one. We went to our basement. My daughter didn't want to go. I said, you really think you can outrun it? If it starts tearing the roof off, why don't you just come on downstairs? You know, it's a good opportunity to tell your kids.
Right.
You know, you hear one of these things and you pay attention to it, you heed it. It doesn't happen that often. But, you know, those storms can easily veer out of one of those squares, and suddenly that square is now where you're at, so.
Right. Well, I know about tornadoes. My in-law's house was right down the street from Oak Lawn roller rink when a tornado went through Oak Lawn, so I was there helping clean up. So, it's just, people are sometimes, I think, you know, a little bit too complaining and looking for something to complain about. But anyway, I told him that I would mention it, and so I just mentioned it. Thank you.
I have to agree with what Trustee Gray said. I would rather be safe than sorry, because if, God forbid, we didn't turn on the alarms and something hit, and we're the bad guys there, I'd rather take the chance of putting them in their own basement rather than chasing around trying to get with them. So,
Mayor, if I may,
go ahead.
I just want to remind the public, instead of going to Facebook or you're calling your neighbor, you should call the local law enforcement or your fire department. Call your local 911 center because they'll have the answer. Okay? Facebook's not the end-all be-all. I'm not calling my neighbor down the street if I hear a siren. I'm hitting the basement. Okay? Thank you.
I agree. And this way, at least you're still in your house calling 911. So, we'll go to Nafa Surzon. Nara? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hi, my name is Nara. I am actually a new resident to Homer Glen. I just built a house in Evelyn's Gate North. So typically we have someone here from our HOA that comes. It's my first time here, so hello to everybody. He was not available, but I did want to come just to address an issue that we're having with the water overflow. Can I bring you some pictures real quick so that we can talk through? Thank you.
These are all the same?
Yeah, that's one set of copies, and I have another. So the first picture is an aerial shot of the neighborhood. So this street right here is 159th. This is a field. I believe there's a guy that lives there that has a farm, or someone with a farm. And then here is the Evelyn's Gate North division. There's a red box, a red outline. That's where my house was built. So right now, this is the aerial shot prior to the construction. The second page is a drain that's located directly behind my yard. And basically what happens is when there is heavy waterfall, the water doesn't, I don't know what's happening. I know there's construction on 159, but basically his entire farm turns into a lake. All of that water funnels directly to a drain that's immediately behind my house. When that drain also, I think there's two of them possibly. I can never get back there because there's way too much debris, but all the debris off of his farm is basically collecting into the drain. It's causing it to clog, which means the water can't travel through. When there's too much water coming through, it overflows past the farm, into the yard, into the drain in between my house and a neighbor. Then there's an emergency overflow between our house that funnels into the front of our street on Kildare in Evelyn's Gate. Really what I want to show you guys is the fourth picture shows the drains that are clogged where you can't, it's not going through. But if you look at this picture, this is where my house was built. This is the neighbor. This is the actual street where all the residents drive through. So that field gets full, it overflows in between the houses, and then it completely turns the street into like a lake. Like you literally can't even drive through it. I don't really know who's responsible for this. This is the neighbor in the front of the house trying to figure out if he can clear out debris to get the water to drain. And this is another copy if you guys want to pass it down. But basically, I'm trying to get clarity on who's responsible for assisting with this issue, because I'm not sure if the farmer should be in charge. It's his property. I shouldn't have to go on his property to clear debris. But there's also construction on 159th that I don't know if that's causing additional water flow, but it basically needs to be rerouted because it's causing everything to flood in that neighborhood. So I don't know if you have any suggestions or...
Well, is this a rain that hits a week and a half ago, where we had 4.5 inches? So it would have started on a Thursday, Friday, then it was 2 days later, I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah, it was a day where there was some heavy waterfall, probably the day you're talking about. Prior to moving in, we had stopped in to check in on the construction, and a neighbor from across the street actually came to me and said, hey, you must be the new person moving in. I took a video so you could see what's happening, and I guess there was like another day where the snow had melted at the time, and it was just way too much water. And the whole entire thing was like full of water. I was shocked, and at that point I asked my developer, like, is this something that you're aware of? We're building a house in a flood zone, like what is happening right now? And he basically said, it's Tri-K development, so they built that property in that area. So he basically said as long as the drains are unclogged, that there should be no overflow. And basically has asked some of the neighbors to help out with unclogging, but I don't think he realizes how bad it can get when it's raining. Like there's no way you can physically walk out there to unclog a drain when there's that much water and mud. Like you would get stuck out there. So I'm just not sure who we need to address it with or who would be assisting with the problem. But it's flooding the entire Kildare street when it does rain like that.
I did see something that happened again on July 4th evening.
It's just a little bit excessive at this point. Like it's alarming, to say the least. It does eventually drain, but I'm just concerned that it's, like when you look out into the yard, his whole field is a lake, half my yard is underwater, and then the water literally runs like a river in between the houses, and then the drain in the street on Kildare can't handle that much water, so it's starting just to flood the whole street out as well.
Can we look into that, Joe?
Me and Mike will look into that situation over there.
Okay. All right.
Is
If
it ever-
you could leave your number with Joe,
Sure.
and then this way we'll take a look and we'll give you a call to let
Okay.
you know. It could be a few different entities. I don't believe it would be 159th Street right now, but I'm not an engineer, so
Right.
we'll take a look at it. We'll find out what it
Has
is.
it ever been brought to your attention before, or is this the first you're hearing about this?
This is the first time that we've seen it this bad.
Okay.
But the rain that did came down very quickly. So I want to say it was 4.5 inches they had within 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
And with a farm, they don't have drains there, so it's good.
And I don't even know, I've even asked, like, has anyone actually taken it upon themselves to go talk to the farmer possibly? He's let it overgrow. I don't know what he grows back there, but it looks like he is growing some kind of crop, but the section by the drains is unkept. It doesn't look like it's actually being used for growing anything. So he doesn't landscape it, which I think contributes to the fact that it's clogging the drains. Like he at least should trim it down. So I asked if someone go and talk to the farmer, maybe he would just be willing to clean it up a little bit, but it doesn't sound like they have it. I don't know. So I just wanted to make sure it was brought to everyone's attention because it's a major issue in that neighborhood. And I live like in the middle. Like I'm literally, my house was built like in the middle of this whole entire lake situation. So.
We'll look into it, but if you can please give Joe your phone number.
Sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's it for public comment. All right, legislation and action items. Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 18-030, an ordinance granting approval of preliminary and final plat for consolidation of lots number 7 and 8 in Hidden Cove at Spaniel Lake West subdivision? Two, we're going to do this as one. Okay. All right. Variances including a variance to increase the maximum permitted gross width of driveways located on the subject property from 28 feet to 48 feet. B, a variance to increase the maximum permitted gross area of accessory structures from 800 square feet to 2,682 square feet. C, a variance to increase the maximum permitted height of the proposed accessory structure from 15 to 18 feet. D, a variance to increase the maximum permitted number of garage bays facing the public right-of-way from 3 bays to 5 bays. And 3, a special use permit to permit an in-ground swimming pool and association pool house and side yard of the subject property for certain real property located as R2 single-family residence district 16545 South Hidden Cove Court, Homer Glen, Illinois.
So moved.
Trustee Rogers.
I'll second.
Trustee Sweet. Discussion.
Pretty extensive plans.
I would like to just point out, Mayor, that I reached out to Kyle and asked for clarification in the plan commission minutes. There was mention from the homeowners association that they had some objections, and I asked for an update on that. And he since told me he had sent a letter to all of us from the homeowners association saying that they had clarified all of those and they're not in opposition to it anymore.
Right. Okay. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Just for clarification, this is for all of these?
Yes.
Correct, it's one ordinance.
Thank you. Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet? Trustee Barron?
Aye.
Trustee Mansky?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 18-031, an ordinance granting approval of variance to reduce the required rear yard setback for the proposed dwelling from 30 feet to 20 feet for certain real property located in the R4 single-family residential district of 12236 West Carroll Drive, Homer Glen, Illinois? I so move. Trustee Gabriel.
I'll second.
Trustee Troiki. Discussion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet? Trustee Barron?
Aye.
Trustee Mansky? Aye.
Motion carries. Number 3, is there a motion to approve ordinance number 18-032, an ordinance annexing certain territory to the corporate limits of the village of Homer Glen, Will County, Illinois, Jensen property?
I so moved.
I'll
Trustee
second.
Sweet, Trustee Troiki, discussion. It's nice that they moved in, another part of Homer Glen. So, any other discussion on it? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mansky? Aye. Trustee Barron?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 4, is there a motion to approve ordinance number 18-033, an ordinance annexing certain territory to the corporate limits of the village of Homer Glen, Will County, Illinois, via bonus property? So moved. Trustee Caprio.
Second.
Trustee Gray. Discussion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Mansky? Aye. Trustee Barron?
Aye.
Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye. Motion carries. Number 5, is there a motion to approve ordinance number 18-034, an ordinance excluding certain territory from the corporate limits of the village of Homer Glen, Illinois, the non-boundary agreement?
So moved.
Trustee Gray.
I'll second.
Trustee Caprio. Discussion.
Not that there's no discussion on this tonight, Mayor, just to make the point that this is something we've already discussed. This is just the transfer of this, right? Correct. This property, this is something that has been ongoing for the last year and a half, essentially.
Right.
Yeah. So
Pretty much.
it's not like we're just rubber stamping this. This has been put through the ringer.
Yes. All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Barron?
Aye.
Trustee Mansky?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 6, Is there a motion to accept the bid proposal from Integral Construction, Inc. for the active core phase of Heritage Park project in the amount of base bid $2,320,000? Alternate A is going to be the sports lighting at $266,075. Alternate B is going to be the asphalt ring pathway at $46,421. And alternate C, the custom play apparatus for sensory garden at $5,390. For a not to exceed total of $2,637,886. It should be just a little bit more. It should be noted that the owner is waiving any. Okay. Should be noted that the owner is waiving any or all irregularities or formalities in the bid documents per the instructions to bidders specification section 1.2C.
So moved.
Trustee Berger.
I'll second.
Trustee Berger. Discussion.
Just to clarify that number again, was that $2,637,886?
Correct.
I'm sorry.
John.
You were calling.
No discussion?
Yeah, I think we want to have a quick discussion on this. I know we had committee of the whole on this earlier tonight and talked through lots of this, but I think it's important to say some of it on the record during this board meeting. I'm in favor of moving forward. We budgeted $3.5 million for this active core portion. With the motion that's before us, we're at 2.6. So I think that's well under budget. I think that this is important in continuing to move this project forward. We've owned this land for a number of years now. We've put considerable money into this project. More than it would appear to the public as it just reopened, but lots of the work that's been done is kind of the non-sexy stuff of the project: underground, drainage issues, ring road. So the millions that have been spent out there already may not appear so, but I think it's important for the residents to understand that you've got to take care of those portions before you can get to what I hope we approve tonight, which is the beginning of the active use of Heritage Park. And this active core incorporates lots of exciting things that I think are unique to this town, in some ways unique to the area. And I'm excited to continue moving this project forward and do it in a cost-effective manner that is well under our budget. The design of this, as it went out to bid, I think in all of our conversations, we seem pretty excited about it. I like the designs, which are meant to set the tone for the future of Heritage Park and the further development. And so I just think it's a really positive thing for this town to take that next step. It's one step in a long project that will eventually be the centerpiece of this town, but it's an important one and want to keep pushing it through and doing it in a cost-effective measure. So.
And as Trustee Berry had said, we've got the road back there, we've got the electric run back there, we'll have water and sewer. They're helping with the flooding problems that are back there right now. With the active core coming in here, it gives residents here recreation. So I agree, I think it's a good thing that we're doing. Anything else? Then the next one would be new business. Oh, yep. Madam Clerk.
Trustee Gray?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Knight-Kuchorki?
Aye.
Trustee Barron?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Motion carries. Now, is there any new business?
Hold it.
Is there any old business? Are we? Okay. The next item is executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session for purposes of discussing personnel, and litigation.
So moved.
Trustee Caprio. Gray.
For the record, it's pending litigation.
And pending litigation. Any other, so, we're not gonna. So going into executive session, we're not going to vote on anything.